It's doubleheader softball. Blazers and West Georgia about to do action here at the VSU Softball Complex. Plenty of seats still available. Come on out. If you're listening to us on the radio, get out of the office a little early and come watch the Blazers hopefully dominate West Georgia much like they did, like I said, up in Carrollton earlier this month. Those games were, let's see here, on the 10th of March. Blazers won it 11-2 and then 13-5. They hammered away the ball, 25 hits in the two games. And one of them who had a big hit day was Courtney Albritton. She was 4 of 9. How about Morgan Johnson, 5 of 6 in those games? Sam Posey was 4 of 8. The Blazers hit this team exceptionally well, and they're going to probably do much of the same. They hit very well here at home as the Blazers poised to make a run back to the national championship game, much like they did in 2010. They've won 13 in a row, and they are looking for 14 and 15 in a row here today against West Georgia. Game 1 just moments away. It'll be Elena Hadley in the circle. Lena 9-1 on the season, a .74 earned run average on the year. She was the Gulf South Conference Pitcher of the Week announced yesterday. The center fielder, Courtney Albritton, was Player of the Week. VSU sweeping the awards. VSU number 2 in the nation. It is Hadley going for win number 10. She'll face Imani Cable, the first batter of West Georgia. And this one is on the outside for ball number 1. Hadley on the season. She's making her 11th start of the year, 9 complete games, a 9-1 mark, 66 and a third innings pitch. That is the best on the team by far. Actually, the closest to that is 33 and a third. She is the number 1 on this team, the one-time Georgia Bulldog. As this one is outside now, going to be 2-0 from Elena. 41 hits, 9 runs to 7 earned runs is all she has surrendered this season. 16 walks and 53 strikeouts on the season, replacing the former number 1 of this staff, Holly Satterfield, who, of course, graduated this past year. Here's Hadley's pitch, a swing and a miss from Cable, a big swing and a miss from Cable, a left-handed batter for West Georgia. On deck is Megan Garcia, followed by Nicole Yancey for the Wolves in the top of the first of Game 1. As Hadley's 2-1 pitch now bounces there, and it's going to be 3-1. Nice little block there from Ashley Steinhilber, who's behind the plate for the Blazers. In the field for VSU, it is Morgan Johnson, Courtney Albritton, and Claire Wamsley in the outfield, going left to right. Then Sam Posey, Marta Littlefield, April Hutchins, and Natalia Morozova going left to right in the infield with Steiny behind the plate. This one fouled over the net and into the crowd, and it's going to be 3-2 here from Hadley to Cable. And, of course, like I said, Hadley in the circle with Steinhilber behind home plate. A very similar lineup that the VSU Blazers put out there each and every game. I can tell you, except with the exception of Posey, this team has started nearly like this each and every game. That is going to be ball 4 high, and Hadley says, I want to have a word with Ashley Steinhilber. And they'll meet right in front of the pitching circle as West Georgia's leadoff is on with a walk, and this will bring up Megan Garcia. But like I said, this defense has started like this all season long with the exception of Sam Posey and missed the first couple games with a foot injury. Erica Trojan started there, and then Posey's come back, and it's been phenomenal this season for the Blazers, leading the team with a .509 average, and her glove at third is very good as well. As here is Hadley, bunt coming. She pulls back, does Garcia, and it's ball number 1 from Hadley. So Hadley here is throwing 5 balls to 2 strikes in her first 7 pitches as Megan Garcia squaring the bunt again. The corners come. She pulls back. Grounder to Posey at third. She throws to second. Got her. Hutch throw not to first, not in time. So they do get the lead runner on the force there. Nice fielder's choice on a 5-4 putout. 1 away. Hutch could have had the throw to first but had to hesitate because no one was over there quite to cover in time. Natalia Morozova over at first was charging, had to get back, so that's why April Hutchins kind of had to hesitate with the throw from second, and that's why it wasn't in time, or else that would have been a double play. Still an out, though, as here now coming up is Nicole Yancey. She was the leadoff batter in the first 2 games these two played earlier this season, as Hadley's throw is a strike on the outside, now 0-1. 1 away here, top of the first inning in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Blazers and Wolves were scoreless. Ed Hooper here on the Jock 1150. Here's Hadley's 0-1 pitch. And it's inside, says our home plate umpire. Now going to be 1-1. Sunny skies have come to overcast skies, dark clouds above us, but we're holding a hold off the showers that are predicted for the area. Still nice and humid in South Georgia. Here's the 1-1. And that one is a strike called on the outside. Nice looking pitch and a nice job by Ashley Steinhilber to frame that on the outside and let the home plate umpire make the call. And now it's 1-2. West Georgia has a runner at first. One away. Squaring to bunt now is Yancey. And she'll pull back. And strike three, got her looking. Probably should have bunted the ball. Strike three. And there's now two away. Here in the top of the first inning, a nice looking pitch there from Hadley, who now takes her glove off, is looking at her right finger. Now looks like she's picking a nail real quick and puts the glove back on, and now fixing her glove a little bit here in the circle. Hadley with a sparkly headband over her head. Here's the 0-0, and this one is a ball low. The batter is Kaylee Sullivan. Sullivan, a .288 average on the season. 80 at-bats is the most of anybody on the West Georgia team. The 1-0 and a swing and a miss on the outside. Now going to be 1-1. Blazers wearing their red jerseys with the black sleeves, white pants, black socks. West Georgia wearing their all whites, almost like they're playing as the home team. And the 1-1 with two away. And this one right back to Elena Hadley. An easy throw to Natalia at first. Inning over. She gave up a walk to start the inning and then gets three straight outs to get out of it. We're going to go to the bottom of the first, scoreless in Valdosta. Blazers coming up for the first time today on the Juck 1150. Going to the bottom of the first inning, scoreless in Valdosta. It is the true freshman from Sylvester, Georgia, Tift Area Academy, Courtney Albritton, passing up several D1 offers to come play for the Blazers. And head coach Thomas Becerra couldn't be any happier to have her. She leads the team in 8 offensive categories, including home runs, RBIs, total bases, hits, and plate appearances. She takes a look at ball one here, and it's 1-0. Albritton, the center fielder, family at every home game, a major reason why she came to Valdosta, so they can come watch her play in college. And she takes a look at strike one on the inside, now 1-1. Albritton was phenomenal in the 2 games up in Carrollton. 4 of 9, 4 runs scored, 2 ribbies, a pair of home runs in the first game. As takes a look at ball 2, which bounced there, and it's going to be 2-1. Courtney Albritton, .481 average on the season. 8 doubles, is second on the team to Marty Littlefield, who's got 10. Like I said, the 26 RBIs, 8 homers. That's the most of anybody on the team by 4. Morgan Johnson next in line with 4 after that. 73 total bases. Phenomenal year she's having, as this one's outside 3-1. She's obviously the front runner by about 1.5 miles for the Gulf South Conference Freshman of the Year. And if I had to say, maybe even Player of the Year. Not very often do they give it to a freshman, but she deserves it. Here's the 3-1. And a big swing and a miss there for Courtney, and it's 3-2. If I've noticed anything from watching Courtney this year, is she can struggle in game 1, but in game 2, look out. She is dynamite. We've seen her go 0 for 4 in game 1 and come back and be 4 for 4 in game 2. Here's the 3-2 to Courtney, and it's a high chopper to third, and it's foul. A lot of power on that by Courtney Albritton, and it's going to be 3-2 all over again. Courtney Albritton, 5'4" is what she's listed as. And I said she's from Sylvester. It's actually Sycamore, Georgia. I do apologize. 5'4" freshman phenom as she takes a look at ball 4. A very nice looking at back there from Courtney Albritton, who will trot down to first. The 9th time she's been walked this season, and he'll bring up Morgan Johnson, who was the hottest batter for the Blazers when these two teams met on March 10th. Morgan Johnson was 5 of 6 with 3 runs scored and 2 walks in that game, as she lays down a beautiful looking bunt that just goes foul, and it'll be 0-1. We'll do it again. Blazers have an NCAA patch on the left chest above the V-State logo. These jerseys were worn during the national tournament 2 years ago in 2010 when they hosted the regional and then the national championship tournament. And I said, let's get a patch on a couple other jerseys. As Morgan Johnson swings away this time over the head of the shortstop into left field. She'll take second on the throw. Courtney Albritton will go to third, and the Blazers have runners in scoring position with nobody away. So Morgan Johnson tries to lay down a bunt and then rips one to left field. It's only a single. She'll take second on the throw, but still she's at second and Albritton's at third for Sam Posey, who comes in with a mere .509 batting average. A little bit better than average for Sam Posey. Unbelievable, the year she's having at third base. As Posey takes a look at a ball, it's now 1-0. Of course, Posey, the younger sister to San Francisco Giants catcher and former National League Rookie of the Year, Buster Posey. Leesburg native. Here is the 1-0, and Sam takes a look at it. Ball two, now 2-0. The Posey family, very athletic. Buster, of course, playing in the big leagues. Her other brother, Jack, was a standout at Florida State. Her younger brother is a standout at Lee County High School, threw a perfect game earlier this season. The 2-0, and it is low, 3-0. Going to be very careful how you pitch to Samantha Posey with runners in scoring position and nobody away. But then again, Marty Littlefield stands behind her with 10 doubles and 25 RBIs on the season. Not a break when you go through this Blazer lineup this season. The 3-0 to Samantha, and that's a 4-pitch walk. She'll take first. Posey been walked 12 times on the season now. And the bases are loaded for Marty Littlefield. This thing could get ugly early. The Blazers 5 runs in the first inning of Game 1 when they met back in March 10th up in Carrollton. Blazers never trailed in either game. Take a look at Steph Carlson down there at first talking to Samantha Posey. I know Samantha's family listening along with Stephanie's today as Marty takes a swing and cuts this one foul on the right side over the West Georgia bullpen. It's 0-1. Talking to Stephanie Carlson for the game. She said, my mom is listening. Well, I'll say hello to her mother. Clouds continuing to roll into Valdosta. Here's the 0-1. And Littlefield rips it into left field. A base hit. 1 run's going to score. They're going to send 2. She's going to have a play at the plate. Slides safe. Courtney Albritton, Morgan Johnson come around. A 2-run single for Marty Littlefield. I think if the pitcher doesn't cut that throw off over there from left field, that the catcher might have a tag, but she cut it off, and Morgan Johnson easily safe there on the slide, and it's 2-0 VSU already. Coming up to bat now is Natalia Morozova, the Moscow, Russia native. Takes a look at a ball 1 on the outside. Tosh, as her teammates call her, will call her that as well. Natalia, a .344 average this season, has just scored 9 runs this season. They don't let her run very often. They usually put somebody a little bit faster on the bases, as this one is outside 2-0 now. But she has got a glove at first base, and she can get on base. As usually, like I said, they'll bring in someone like Fran Johnson, who's actually our designated player today in game number 1. April Collins, Angela O'Connor, someone a little faster to run for. Here's the 2-0. And that one catches the outside. Ooh, looked far out there. It's going to be 2-1 now to Natalia. Even heard some moans through the crowd on that one. It is Morozova and then Steinhilber. We'll talk about Steiny and the days she had in Carrollton coming up next. Here's the 2-1. And this one high and inside makes Tosh kind of brush away a little bit. It is Morozova right now, then Steiny, then Fran Johnson making her second career start. Only a freshman, the younger sister to Morgan. Then Claire Wamsley and April Hutchins, the 8-9. Here is the 3-1 to Tosh. It's ball 4. She walked her, and the bases are loaded once again for the Blazers here in inning number 1. We were talking this team 2 years ago, the firepower it had offensively. Then last year it was a little bit down. This year it's got the firepower that 2010 had, maybe even more, which is scary to think that the 2010 team was about 3 inches away from winning a national championship. Bases are loaded for Ashley Steinhilber. Let's go through Steiny and what she did in March 10th. 204. At 204, you're thinking, that's not bad. 3 runs scored, 6 RBIs. She was walked 5 times back in Carrollton. The reason she jacked a grand slam in game number 1, it was her first career grand slam. I remember getting a text from her after the game, said, I hit a grand slam today. So excited. They walked her 5 times in game number 2. She was 0 for 0 in game 2. Don't want to mess with her when she hits a grand slam on you. It is already 2-0 VSU. And Steiny, blooper over the head of the second baseman. 1 run will score, and they're waving around Marty Littlefield. The play at the plate, nothing. Marty Littlefield scores. That is a 2-run blooper single for Ashley Steinhilber. It is 4-0 Blazers. The second baseman was cheating in for West Georgia. If she plays a little bit deeper, it's a catch, but she was cheating in, has a brace on her right knee, which indicates she can't move very well. And Steine makes her pay with a little blooper in a shallow right. And now here's Fran Johnson making just her second career start, 18th appearance of the season. Johnson, of course, the younger sister to Morgan Johnson, who was the 2010 GSE Freshman of the Year. As this one is inside, good scoop there by the West Georgia catcher in Monica Mills. Fran and Courtney Albritton wear the face mask on their helmets for the Blazers. The 1-0 from Fran to Fran Johnson. Ooh, that one inside, nearly hit her. Good job by Fran Johnson to get out of the way of that one. It is 4-0 Blazers already here in inning number 1. The 2-0. And Johnson takes a look at a pitch that she probably could have driven. The wind going to right center field, carrying out. It always carries out of this ballpark. It's carrying to right center field, at times straightaway center, almost towards the Walgreens out there. That sits across Ashley Street as Fran lays down a bunt, and it pops up in the air. She's trying a running bunt, and it pops up in the air, it goes foul near the backstop, and it'll be 2-2 as Coach Massera telling her, you didn't have the bat right. Get it up a little bit. On deck is Claire Wamsley. Nobody away. It's already 4-0 VSU here in inning number 1. Trying to make quick work of this West Georgia team. The 2-2. And a swing and a miss, and Fran Johnson is down on strikes. 1 away. The 7th batter in the order is the first out. Not a bad first inning for the Blazers. As now Claire Wamsley will come up. Claire, this girl's got a lot of power in her bat for being how small she is. 278 average on the year, but we've seen foul balls that have been hit a mile. She just needs to straighten it out. She'd probably lead this team in homers. And it's 1-0 outside, way outside. I remember talking to a couple of the players when they came back in August from summer vacation and said it seemed like Claire Wamsley had spent the entire summer in the gym. Very strong and crediting her work ethic. The reason she's the starting right fielder. This one gets away from the catcher on a wild pitch, and the runners will advance to third and second. So now it's Natalia Morzova at third and Steine at second after the wild pitch. 2-0 count here to Wamsley. And only one away. She's in position here to bring in even more runs for the Blazers. And Claire takes a look at a called strike. Claire was 2 of 9 with 3 RBIs back on March 10th when these two teams met up in Carrollton. Like I said, Blazers had 25 hits and 24 runs in the 2 games combined. West Georgia just 7 runs on 16 hits in those 2 games. And really, Elena Hadley did a phenomenal job against them as she goes to bunt and try to chase that one outside for a strike. The throwback down to third, watching Natalia down there. Not in time as Tosh slides back safely. So it's 2-2 with 1 away and runners in scoring position. One away here in the bottom of the first, 4-0 Blazers. And Wamsley right up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher, and a scoop from the glove of the second baseman is in time. Nice play from the second baseman of West Georgia. It bounced off the glove of the pitcher. Second baseman came in, scooped it, and pitched it out of her glove to the first baseman. A nice play there from the second baseman to get the second out here of the inning. It's going to go down as a normal 4-3 in your book, but maybe a little asterisk next to it for a nice play from the second baseman of West Georgia in Lindsay Ellenberg. As now April Hutchins, an Illinois native. 4 girls from Illinois on this team. She's one of them, and she's a senior. And Hutch up the middle, base hit. 1 run will score. Coming around, third is Steinhilber. She scores easily. It is 6-0 Blazers. What a hit from April Hutchins, who has struggled at times this season, batting just .224 on the year. She comes up, first pitch, drives it up the middle, and 2-run score, and already we're back to the top of the order. These games get hard to score because You got to go to the second inning column to start marking the double at bats of the inning. But we're already back at the top of the order with 2 away in inning number 1. It is Courtney Albritton. I say hello to Charles Hurd of the Big A and Charles Hurd Show. He comes up to the press box, enjoying a day away from the studio. Here's the 1-0 to Albritton, and it's inside 2-0. Do you walk Courtney Albritton and go after Morgan Johnson, who was 5 of 6 against you? As a team in March 10th and is already 1 for 1 here today. Top 3 batters in the VSU lineups. All scored runs. Albritton, a long foul ball down the left side. Straighten that one out. That's going to be a nice double. Maybe even a triple. She's got 2 triples on the season, which leads the team. Blazers as a team have 5. She's got 2 of them. It's 2-1 here to Albritton. 6-0 Blazers in the bottom of the first. And that's a wild pitch. Going to get away, and Hutchins easily takes second. I'm not even sure that was going to be wild. The minute it left her hand, you knew that was going to be trouble for West Georgia. So Hutchins easily down at second. She's the only base runner for the Blazers with 2 away. Blazer baseball team at Thomas University today. They start at 5 over in Thomasville. And this one is inside, and Courtney Albritton has walked for the second time this game and this inning. And it's Morgan Johnson's turn one more time. Morgan 1 for 1 with a single already in this inning. There's no mercy rule in the first inning, by the way. I think you got to play at least 4. And it's got to be like 20 runs or something like that. Maybe 3. Here's the pitch to Morgan, and it's low. Ball 1. I've never called the game where we've had a 20-0 score, but we could. Want to thank Bill Muntz and crew for hooking us up with the great video at vstateblazers.com. Gave me my own little monitor right here. I can look at the replays. Morgan Johnson pops it up, center field. The left fielder almost cuts off the center fielder, makes the catch for the inning-ending play. But the Blazers go for 6 runs on 4 hits, and they lead it as we'll go to the top of the second inning in Valdosta. Blazers softball already leading 6-0 as we go to the second inning here at the VSU softball complex. West Georgia, 4 people came up to bat in the first inning. No runs. Hadley issued a walk to start the game. And then she got him 1, 2, 3 right after that. I said Elena Hadley did a good job pitching against West Georgia the last time these 2 teams played. She didn't pitch. I take that back. I do apologize. Hadley had the weekend off when these 2 teams met. So first time in her career she's facing West Georgia. Keep in mind, back in her career, she used to face people like Tennessee and Syracuse and teams like that. As this one's on the inside for ball number 1. Hadley, a 1-time Georgia Bulldog in her only year with the Blazers in her final year of eligibility. Here's the 1-0, and it's a check swing, doesn't go, and it's going to be 2-0 for a ball. The batter is Lindsay Ellenberg, followed by Kristen Sheffield and Monica Mills, the second baseman, third baseman, and the catcher, which is the 5, 6, 7 hitters for West Georgia. As Hadley's pitch is in there for a strike. A nice-looking pitch there, low in the zone, and it's going to be 2-1 here. You know, Charles, if you want, put that headset on. Join me on the broadcast. Charles Hurd, I can make him work today. The 2-1, grounded over to second. Hutch, one of the best second basemen in the nation offensively. An easy play for her in the throw to first in time, 1 away. April Hutchins is in this lineup for one reason, and that is her glove over there at second. She's one of the best in the country, if not the best. As this Blazer team is one of the best, if not the best, defensive teams. Thomas Macera prides himself. You should see how fast they hit the ball at practice at these girls. As this one is on the outside for a strike. This is Kristen Sheffield. Sheffield, just a 174 average, 12 hits and 69 at-bats, started all 24 games. This team, started 24 games. They played 26, as this one's in there for a strike. West Georgia 7-19. I almost showed you about how bad my math is right there on the radio. Played 26 games. She's played in 24 of them. The 0-2 popped up. Steiny at the net, makes a nice play for the catch. Doesn't even have time to remove her mask. Keeps it on, makes the catch right there at the mask, 2 away. Nice looking play there from the junior from Illinois. Glen Ellen, Illinois, right outside Chicago by about 45 minutes. Now to bat, it is Monica Mills. The pitch from Hadley. This one fouled over the West Georgia dugout, out of play. You're going to hear that a lot today. It is a Citgo Quick Loop Auto Repair foul ball here at VSU Blazer softball and baseball. So if you hear that, Josh Flanagan's a hardworking man. Here's the 0-1, and it's inside for a ball now. Going to be 1-1. This is Mills. Mills on the season. Look for her batting average. You've got to go very low on the list. She's batting 132 in 14 starts this season, 14 appearances. Here's the 1-1. And this one is inside. Going to be 2-1 now. We say come on out to Blazer softball today. Some good seats still available. Come on up and watch this doubleheader that is already 6-0 Blazers here in game one. And this one fouled back to the netting. And we're going to do 2-2. Mills, the catcher for West Georgia. Still hot. Cloud cover coming in, but still very warm here today. I see some people fanning themselves. As this one is a long foul ball to the left side, out of play. Straight that one out. That's a homer for West Georgia. And we'll do 2-2 one more time. As the 2-2, and this one hit. Shallow on the line. Hutch trying to make the catch, and it's going to drop. Bounced off her glove. It was a tough play for her, and that will be credited a hit for West Georgia. Can't get onto her for the effort. That was a long run. Natalia Morozova plays kind of shallow at first, so she couldn't go back, and just off the fingertips of April Hutchins. So that'll go now as the first hit of the day for West Georgia, and they've got their second runner of the day on base. 2 away, though. What kind of damage can West Georgia do, if any, as this one is a ball. Steiny tried to frame it as best as she could behind the plate, held it for 5 or 6 seconds, as this is Ashlyn Newman, the designated player for West Georgia, a lefty batter in the box. Making just her third start and third appearance as she takes a look at a strike number 1. And she has yet to have an at-bat. First at-bat of the season for Newman. Trying some different things when this team has just been dreadful the last part of this season for West Georgia. That's a strike. The note here is West Georgia's just 2-12 in their last 14 games. That classifies as dreadful. Here is the 1-2. And it's outside, and we'll do 2-2. 2 away, top second, 6-0 Blazer softball. On top of in-state rival West Georgia. Not much of a rivalry in softball the last couple of years, though. It's been all VSU. Credit that to the dangerously powerful and impressive teams VSU has had. A swing and a miss, strike 3, inning over. 1 walk, no damage, though, by Hadley. And the Blazers will take that 6-0 lead into the bottom of the second. Got to mention Stephanie Carlson down there at first. Her sister also watching today's webcast. We just say hello to the whole Carlson clan over there in Canada. A little warmer, by the way, up there in Canada, in Valdosta than it is in Canada. So just thought we'd rub that in your face a little bit. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening and supporting VSU Blazer softball. As it'll be Samantha Posey to lead off the inning. She walked and scored her last time up, which was just last inning. Blazers had 11 batters in inning number 1. And 6 of them crossed the plate. Samantha Posey, with one of the more upbeat walk-up songs on the team, steps into the box. And she takes this one for a ride. Deep left field. This one back. This one gone. A home run. Samantha Posey, a home run. Upping that .509 average. Her third long ball this season. She needed 1 pitch of the inning. And it's now 7-0 Blazers. Not much of a down on that one. Nice looking pitch, but a better looking hit by Samantha Posey, her third of the season. That's RBI number 17, and like I said, that 509 average is going to go up even more, and that will be it for the West Georgia pitcher. West Georgia's first baseman, now their pitcher. She throws a ball to Marty Littlefield. That is Nicole Yancey. Yancey faced VSU back on March 10th. She threw 2 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout. She was the pitcher in Game 2. She took the loss as she takes this pitch for a strike to Marty Littlefield. And Littlefield takes a look at a ball, now 2-1. That pitcher, Diaz, started game number 1 for West Georgia last time. She actually made it 4 1/3 before taking the loss, gave up 7 earned runs. Today she's given up 7 earned runs, but an inning plus. She's done. Blazer softball team can bring the bat, and they've brought it here today. 7 runs on 5 hits and a couple walks, as this will be another walk. Marty Littlefield takes the 4th ball. She trucks down to first for Natalia Morozova to come up now. Morozova walked her first time but scored. Blazers leading this one 7-0 in the bottom of inning number 2. And this is a slow little chopper back to the pitcher. Tough throw, not in time. Natalia Morozova beats the throw out. Beautifully done there by Tosh, and the Blazers have their 6th hit of the day. It's an infield single for Morozova, and the Blazers have runners at first and second with nobody away for Ashley Steinhilber. Steiny a single her first time. Pair of runs came in to score. So just so you know, that's 8 RBIs in 2+ games for Ashley Steinhilber against West Georgia. And keep in mind that second game she played against them, she got walked 5 times. Didn't have a chance to bring in a run. Doesn't hurt when you had a grand slam as one of your hits, but 8 RBIs now in 2+ games against this team, and one of the games she was walked 5 times. She likes playing. The team from Carrollton. Chopper up the middle. Shortstop has it. Tags second. Throws to first. Not in time. So they get the fielder's choice at second, but Steiny beats the throw out over to first. So now VSU 1 away with runners at the corner for Fran Johnson, a strikeout victim her first time up. That'll go down as a fielder's choice 6U. But does move Marty Littlefield over the third. And now let's see what Fran Johnson can do. Fran making her 18th appearance, 2nd start of the season and career. She's, as Steiny took a big jump off of first there, as that one is a ball. Johnson 1 hit in 7 at-bats. That's a 143 average, now 1 for 8, so it's even lower than that after that strikeout. But she does run as Steiny's going to second, and the throw is cut off, so she is in there safely. And that is a stolen base there for Steiny. Trying to see if you go to second, throw it in the outfield, and that easily gets a run in, but a good job by the second baseman of West Georgia in Ellenberg to cut it off, as this one is outside, now 3-0 to Fran Johnson. Johnson runs a lot. She's a pitch runner a lot of time for Natalia. She's got 13 runs scored. That kind of shows you how many runs Tasha would have. She's got 9 on the year, now 10 after today. And Johnson's got 13, pitch running for her a lot, as this one is in there for a strike, now 3-2 to Fran Johnson. The 3-2, and Johnson up the middle, off the glove, and the throw not in time, and everybody goes back to their bag. Steiny kind of looked to see if Littlefield was going to go home, and then she had a little bit of a jog back down to second. So what happened? It goes right off the glove of the pitcher. The shortstop gets it, throws to first, but it's not in time. The deflection off the glove kind of slows the play down. Fran Johnson beats it out for the 7th hit of the day. And now the bases are loaded with the 1 away, and Thomas Macero is calling for a timeout. He's got his lineup card out, and I'm thinking maybe a pitch runner. Indeed, and it's going to be Marty Littlefield. As she's out, she gives the little darn it kind of look on her face. She wanted the run scored, and she's got a big smile on her face as April Collins will go in and pitch run for her. Collins on the season, she's a pitch runner person as well. She's actually has not scored a run yet, making just her 5th appearance, but last year she pitched ran a lot. Fran Johnson seems to be more that person this year, but Marty Littlefield kind of a little chuckle on her face like, I wanted to score that run from third. So it is Collins who's doing the little pitch run, a.k.a. the courtesy run. And Thomas doing some coaching down there at third right now as Claire Wamsley takes a ball one. As Wamsley hard down the third base side, foul, and it's going to be 1-1. Thomas Macera, good attempt to make the barehanded snag, but he's busy coaching April Collins down there at third. We're in the second inning. It's 7-0 VSU on West Georgia. And Wamsley fouls this one away. It's now 1-2. Of course, 2 years ago during the national championship run, Claire torn ACL. You heard her on a lot of radio broadcasts, actually, during the regional and super regionals. Played last year, split time in right field with Jordan Martin, Sarah Vaughn. This year, it's all her. So this one is outside 2-2, fighting back from that injury. And she's one of the many seniors on this team. You look around when they line up defensively, take the pitcher out. The entire infield minus Steiny as this one's grounded to third, and it's foul. Just barely. Third baseman touched it. I thought before it went foul. But they'll do 2-2 all over again. But if you look at the defensive lineup for the Blazers, of the 8 people on that lineup minus the pitcher, you have 5 seniors. She is one of them. And show you this team poised. They've been through a lot. And she rips this one into left field. 1 run will score. They're going to hold Steiny up at third. Johnson will hold at second, and that is an RBI single, makes it 8-0. Claire Wamsley getting into the action. And now April Hutchins, the second baseman, who actually had a 2-run single. Her first time up. She'll come up to bat here. 1 away in the inning. Blazers up 8-0. And Hutch takes a look at a strike one. We'll have to find out what the run rule is before 8 after 5. 8 after 5 is all we've got in Gulf South Conference play, is what I'm being told. So we do have to play five innings. That might be fun to see how many runs they could score. As Hutch takes a look at a ball on the outside, 1-1. On deck is the top of the order, Courtney Albritton. And Hutch pops this one up, shallow left field. Left fielder can't make the catch. 1 run will score. As she tried so hard to get in there and make the catch, but she couldn't on a little bit of a slide, but it just bounced off her glove. That is another hit for VSU, another RBI for April Hutchins, and another run. 9-0 on 9 hits here for VSU. And the bases remain loaded for the Blazers as Courtney Albritton comes up to bat. And Albritton, grounder to third, tag, and the throw in time, inning over. A 5-3 double play ends the inning, but not before VSU gets 3 more runs. It's 9-0 Blazers as we'll go to the third. Helena Hadley still in the circle. VSU, if I took a picture right now and tweeted it, it would show a lot of colored-in softball diamonds for runs scored. 9 runs through 2 innings. Everybody in the top 6 of the order have scored. The 7, 8, 9 hitters, the only ones not to score for VSU here today. But we're only in the second inning of game 1. Lots of time for that to change. Dark clouds to the right over here, down the right field line. If you look over past the parking lot of Rodeo and over those trees, some very dark clouds with threatening chances of rain. And here comes now the 8, 9, 1 hitters for West Georgia. The first time they're going to bat today, and we've already had someone bat 3 times if you're a Blazer fan. It is Ashley Langley. But as this one is a called strike, this isn't Langley. This is actually the 9 hitter, my apology, followed by the 9-1-2. The 8 hitter already batted. Strikeout victim to end last inning. As is now 1-1. So this is the 9-1-2 hitters. This is Ashley Langley, followed by Amani Cable and Megan Garcia. Back to the top of the order. Here's the 1-1. Chopper over the head of Hadley. The throw from Littlefield at short. Going to get by the first baseman. And the runner will take a second. So that'll go down as an error for VSU on Marty Littlefield. Hit and then an error, they're going to call it. They're going to give her the infield single, and then the error will move the runner to second. So that's how they'll score that one. So a hit there for Langley. And then the second base on the E6 there by Marty Littlefield. The reason that throw was not going to be in time no matter what. Probably should have held on to it. A high chopper like that, and softball makes it hard to make plays in the infield. Top of the order, Amani Cable fouls this one off the post there, and it's 0-1. Her first time up, walked, and then was thrown out on a force play, a 5-4 force play, the very next at bat. West Georgia in their all-white uniforms, blue helmets, blue socks. Blazers, their red uniforms with the black sleeves and the white pants. And Hadley has to step off the pitching slab there. She couldn't see the sign. And now she'll talk to Marty Littlefield with a little bit of a smile on her face as Marty Hadley's trying to figure out, oh, I didn't know what that meant. She's back in the circle and back on the pitching slab now. And the pitch from Hadley. And this one is a ball, 1-1. Ashley Steinhelber watching that runner down at second cautiously. Want to remind everybody, the Big A Show with Charles Hurd returns tomorrow at 3 o'clock on the Jock 1150. As this one is high, going to be 2-1. Wonder what they're going to talk about. Nothing's happening in the world of sports right now. Tim Tebow, those guys, nothing happening right now. So curious to hear what they have to talk about tomorrow. 2-1. Charles sitting next to me going, he's just shaking his head. 2-1 count from Hadley. And it is in there for a strike there to Cable. Now going to be 2-2. Of course, the news, Tim Tebow headed to the New York Jets, maybe. Sean Payton suspended as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints for an entire year. Lots going on. We'll get you back to ESPN Radio after these games. As this one is high in its eye, going to be 3-2 now to Cable. And Charles Hurd and Big A will talk about it again tomorrow, and they'll also talk about these softball games that right now is being owned by VSU. 9-0 Blazers in the top third. Cable pops it up right in front of the pitching circle. Hadley calling everybody else off, and her and Steiny nearly ran into each other. Hadley makes the catch, and there's one away. And is now going to bring up Megan Garcia, who grounded into a 5-4 fielder's choice her first time up. Garcia, the center fielder for this West Georgia team. West Georgia 2-12 across their last 14 games, 7-19 overall, 1-5 in conference play. Blazers found this one fouled against the net on the right side. Blazers are an impressive 19-2 on the season, winners of 13 in a row and 6-0 in conference play, going easily on their way to 14-0 and then 15-0 maybe after this. But 14-0 looks pretty locked up at this moment. Here's the 0-1 from Hadley. This one hit down the left field line. Foul. Morgan Johnson was over there. And it's 0-2 now from Elena Hadley. It's 0-2 here. Elena Hadley came into the game with a .74 earned run average in the circle for the Blazers, as she's 9-1 on her way to win number 10 of this season. This one fouled straight back there from Garcia. Some cool-looking shots that Bill Muntz and his crew provide us on the V-State Blazer webcast. They've got me a monitor right here to my right. Great job they do each and every time out. Lot they do for the university. Here's the 0-2. And Hadley, just outside, going to be 1-2. Nice-looking pitch there from Elena. Give you a defensive lineup for the Blazers. Morgan Johnson in left, Courtney Albritton in center field, and Claire Wamsley, the senior from Tim Tebow's high school, out there in right field. Talking about Tim Tebow earlier. The 1-2. This one hits center field. Courtney Albritton easily under it after a couple steps to her right, and there's 2 away. That is Nice High School down in Jacksonville, where Claire Wamsley's from. And then in the infield, it's Samantha Posey, Marty Littlefield, April Hutchins, Natalia Morozova, all seniors going left to right on the infield, with Ashley Steinhelber, a junior, behind the plate. Steinhelber will be a 3-year starter next year. Started last year as a sophomore, very clutch later in that year. home run against Arkansas Tech in the conference tournament, gave them the win. Some nice homers against Berry to give them some padding in the regional tournament. And this one is a strike on the inside there now to the new batter in Nicole Yancey. Elena Hadley, a senior in her only year with the Blazers, spent some time at the University of Georgia her first 3 years. Here's the 0-1, and this one popped up in the infield. Natalia Morozova says, get away from me. I've got this one. Easily done. And West Georgia gets somebody on by a hit and then a VSU error, but they can't get them across. It's still 9-0 Blazers as we'll go to the bottom of inning number 3 here at the VSU Softball Complex. The Macon native Morgan Johnson takes a ball number 1 as we start the bottom of inning number 3. Blazers lead it 9-0. As this one is outside, out 2-0 for Morgan Johnson. Blazers looking for wins number 14 and 15. Win number 14 pretty much in check right now, as this one is a ball outside, 3-0. I want to say hello to everybody listening on the Jock 1150 and those watching and listening on the V-State Blazer webcast. Glad you're along for the ride on a very warm and humid second day of spring at Valdosta. Some storms threatening to our right. As Johnson took a look at a strike, 3-1. As this one grounded up the middle, a base hit for Morgan Johnson. The 2010 GSE Freshman of the Year, been such a big part of this team for all 3 years. Nice hit there for Morgan. Her second of the day. As Samantha Posey will come up to bat now. A walk and then a homer to left field. That homer led off the second inning. I want to say hello to Nick Gast, associate head coach for the men's basketball team at VSU. Just gave me a nice tweet. I want to say hello to Coach Nick Gast as he's driving around town here today as Posey took a strike number 1. Or excuse me, ball number 1. And she'll take a ball number 2 right there. Always fun catching up with Nick Gast and Mike Helfer, the men's basketball team. Recruiting hard right now. Busy time of the year for them as Posey takes a ball for the outside, 3-0. Want to say congratulations, by the way, speaking of basketball, to Kylie Hill, the South Region Coach of the Year for the VSU women's basketball team, as this one is in there for a strike to Posey now, 3-1. Brittany Ferguson, an honorable mention All-American. Successful year for the women's basketball program, making a trip to the Sweet 16, the South Region Championship game, losing by just 2 points. Posey left center field, this one back. Samantha Posey, see you later. She had 2 home runs against this team when they played in Carrollton on March 10th. She hit 2 in the second game. She's hit 2 in this first game. This one a 2-run homer. It's 11-0 VSU. The route is on if it wasn't already. She had 2 homers in that second game, and she's got 2 here today. And now it's Marty Littlefield's turn to come up and see what she can do. Littlefield, a single and a walk. Marty has scored a run, and then she was taken out, and April Collins scored a run. As she takes a look at a ball number 1, 1-0. The route is on. Can West Georgia wave a white flag? We play the second game in 30 minutes to try to beat this rain. As this one is inside, out 2-0. Of course, the run rule in Gold South Conference play, according to Josh Flanagan, is 8 runs after 5. We've got to complete 5 innings. We're in the bottom third here, 11-0 Blazers on 11 hits. As this one is outside, now 3-0 to Marty Littlefield, the Berrien County native. Played at Berrien High School up in Asheville, about 45 minutes from here. Not a bad drive. Right past Moody Air Force Base, and that's a 4-pitch walk to Marty. As now Natalia Morozova will come up, and Thomas Becerra. And we're going to have another pitcher for West Georgia. I thought Becerra was going to make a change, and nope, it's West Georgia. The Wolves will bring in number 14, Shea McInery. So McInery will come in here for West Georgia. She'll pitch. That'll end the day pitching-wise for West Georgia's second pitcher in Yancey. McInery was not in the lineup for West Georgia. She'll come out of the dugout or bullpen. She did pitch against VSU back in March 10th. She went 1 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs. And what this does now is Yancey goes back to first, Newman goes back to the designated player spot. So now they're back to 10 batters. When Newman went and took the spot at first, that actually took away their DP. But she'll go back to first now. Will Yancey, Newman will go back to the designated player spot, gives them 10 batters. As Natalia Morozova is next to bat for VSU as we stayed with you on that fine pitching change. The clouds are really providing a relief now from the sun. Just hope it doesn't bring some rain. McInery's number, Shea McInery, an 8.95 ERA, 19 games started, 14 appearances. This will be a 15th appearance of the year. And this one is way outside, and she has kind of a weird look on her face after that pitch. McInerney? McInerney is how you say her last name. My apologies, 1-0. And this one is in there for a strike. Natalia Morozova is the batter, the left-hander. Marty Littlefield's down at first after the walk. Samantha Posey's already homered in the inning. It's 11-0 Blazers. The 1-1 way outside, and nice snag there by the catcher in Mills. Natalia Morozova, a walk and a single in today's game. The 1-2, and the 2-1, she has the dance out of that way. Now 3-1. On deck is Ashley Steinhilber as we approach the 5 o'clock hour here in Valdosta. Say thanks for listening on the Juck 1150. The 3-1. And it is in there for a strike now, 3-2. Blazers have dominated this game from the very get-go. 6 runs in the first, 3 in the second, 2 already here in the third. And unfortunately, we've got to play all 5. We've got to play 5 for this to be considered a full game. This one grounder to first. Nice backhand grab there by Yancey. She'll run over to first and make the tag for out number 1 here in the bottom of inning number 3. Does move Marty Littlefield over to second as now Ashley Steinhilber comes up to bat. Steinhilber is 1-for-2 here today. Has reached base both times, though. She reached on fielder's choice. Her last time up, scored both times she's been up. Here's the pitch, and Steiny fouls this one to the right side of the net. Ashley 2-for-4, like I said, in the 2 games they played back on March 10th, but 6 RBI. She had a grand slam in game number 1. She was walked 5 times in game number 2. A lot of sirens going down Ashley Street here today. You can hear the natural sound of the city of Valdosta as this one is outside and high, now 1-1. Crowd continuing to file in here at the softball complex. A good crowd behind home plate and to the left. On the left bleachers as this one gets away from the catcher on the ball, and Marty Littlefield easily going by on the pass ball there. And so Littlefield goes to third, and now the Blazers have a runner 1 base away from making this 12-0. Blazers, of course, the Gulf South Conference Tournament will be held in South Haven, Mississippi once again. But they're in prime position to possibly host, if it were to end right now and we go to the postseason, they would host the region and possibly the super region, which is the ultimate goal, not have to go away like they did last year to Huntsville as a timeout's called after the third ball of this at bat. Going to be 3-1 here to Steiny, but obviously the goal is to host the region. You get to stay in your own beds, use your own locker room, don't have to ride a bus. A lot of perks like they did 2 years ago in that national championship year. They held the regional. And of course, Monticello upset Huntsville, so they got to host, being the 2 seed that year, the super region. Played from the loser's bracket each time. As a jet flies overhead here, headed to the Valdosta Airport. The meeting in the circle's done. As we're ready to go, 3-1 count here to Ashley Steinhilber, 1 away. And Steiny fouls this one straight back to the net. Now going to be 3-2. A little frustration as she looks down to Thomas Macera. She wanted to turn on that one. Going to be 3-2, 1 away. On deck is Fran Johnson, the freshman and younger sister to Morgan Johnson. And speaking of Morgan Johnson, you can hear her from the dugout cheering on Ashley Steinhilber. Here's the 3-2, and this one hits Steiny. Ashley Steinhilber has been hit, let's see here now, 7 times this season, the most of anybody on the team. As that is now announced to the entire stadium. Runners at the corners, 1 away. Fran Johnson to come up. Johnson is 1 for 2, a strikeout victim her first time, but got back with a single, got to third before the inning was expired in the second. Here is the pitch to Johnson, and it is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Now 0-1. 1 away here in the bottom of the third. All Blazers here today. And that one well outside. Steiny goes to second. The throw down there not in time as she's in there with her second stolen base of the day. She stole the base the last time she got on there after that fielder's choice. So now Blazers have runners in scoring position with a 1 away, which means a nice hit to the outfield from Fran Johnson. They'll send both. And here is the 1-1. This one fouled straight back to the net. Marty Littlefield down there smiling with head coach Thomas Macera at third. I think she's saying, let me score this time. I'm at third with 1 away like there was last inning. You took me out. If he takes her out again, she'd be done for the day, I believe. Or done for this game, so he's obviously going to let her score, but she has a big smile when they were just talking about something. Here's the 1-2. And grounder over to second. They'll look to throw home. Littlefield in a little bit of a pickle now. Fran Johnson's made it to first. She'll go to second. Littlefield tagged out as Steinhilber was at third. So the run does not score as Littlefield's tagged out. Runners do advance to second and third, though, and there is 2 away. So nothing really changes there. If anything, it just puts a faster runner of Fran Johnson at second and Steinhilber at third, because they would have got her out at first if she doesn't come home. So now go down as a fielder's choice, getting Fran Johnson on first and now second, Steiny at third. And Claire Wamsley is up to bat. She takes a ball in the dirt, 1-0. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. 11-0 VSU. Say that again, 11-0 as Wamsley fouls this one just off the roof here, off the press box, and it'll be 1-1. Another quick lube auto repair foul ball here at VSU softball. Wamsley on the season at .278 average. She's 1 for 2 here today with an RBI, and this one is outside. A breaking ball missing. Now going to be 2-1. Two away. Here in the inning, the pitch to Wamsley, and she hits this one foul down the left field line into the Blazer bullpen. And it's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away to Claire Wamsley. Charles Hurd thought that was funny at least. Here is the 2-2 to Wamsley. And she hits this one, gets over the glove of the third baseman. The shortstop won't make the throw. Wamsley's going to be there safely at first, and the run will score. It'll go down as an infield single and an RBI for Claire Wamsley. The shortstop got the ball, and they kind of looked at Thomas Macera when it looked like she was ready to throw. Not sure why she hesitated or didn't throw at all. But all I do know is that does bring a run across that it's 12-0 Blazers. Fran Johnson safely aboard at third with Walmsley at first for the number 9 spot, April Hutchins, who does have a hit today and 2 RBIs as Walmsley goes with a stolen base down to second. No throw from the West Georgia catcher in Monica Mills. Hutchins actually 2 hits today. That's right, she's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. As this one is outside, now going to be 2-0 here to Hutch. You don't want to walk April Hutchins. I think we have Courtney Albritton, the bases loaded. Something you do not want to do, which is another reason why it's kind of nice to have her at the top of the order. She's dangerous with a big bat. At 2-0 to Hutch, gets by. And a runner will score easily. Fran Johnson showing off her speed right there. On the wild pitch, she'll score, and it's now 13-0 Blazers. And Claire Walmsley does move down to third, and it does make it 3-0 here to April Hutchins. Home plate umpire cleaning off the plate as Fran Johnson slid home, got it all dirty. 3-0 count here to April Hutchins. That one nearly hit her, which was a wild pitch. The catcher couldn't get over and get it in time. Courtney Albritton on deck for the Blazers if we get there in the inning. The pitch, and it's ball 4, and we won't get there. This will be Courtney Albritton's 4th at-bat in 3 innings of work. She batted twice in the first inning. Kind of find it funny that Courtney Albritton's walk-up song is to a song that's older than she is. Just a freshman on the Blazers team, and she jacks this one. Left center field, not enough. Initially, I thought it had enough, and it was caught by the left fielder. Just not enough on that one for Courtney. The inning is over. Blazers get 4 more runs. 13-0 VSU as we'll go to the 4th. Blazers will head to Alabama this weekend to face North Alabama, and then, you guessed it, Alabama Huntsville as Elena Hadley delivers a strike number 1. If there's been a nemesis to VSU, it's kind of Huntsville, especially last year. VSU did beat them 2 years ago in 2 games here. That were actually a record crowd at VSU softball back in 2010, over 500 and I think 15, I believe is what the number was that day. This one's fouled, going to be 0-2 now. VSU will face North Alabama on Sunday. They'll face Huntsville at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. The 0-2 from Elena Hadley. She squares and to bunt, pulls back, and this one high and inside. The batter is number 11, Kaylee Sullivan. Sullivan, the shortstop for West Georgia. Here's the 1-2 from Hadley, and this one is outside. Going to be 2-2. It looked like the batter thought that was strike 3. She took a step towards the dugout like I struck out. All right. And it was a call to ball. 2-2. The players think it's a strikeout. The ump should call it. Here's the 2-2. Squaring the bunt, will pull back. And a swing and a miss that time. She can go back to the dugout now. Strikeout for Elena Hadley. There's one away in the top of the 4th. And now, here comes number 15, the second baseman, Lindsay Ellenberg. Just the 3rd strikeout of the day for Elena Hadley. And this one is a ball, going to be 1-0. Take a look here at Ellenberg. Did not play against VSU back on March 10th. Today, she's 0 for 1, grounded to second. It was an easy play for April Hutchins to make. Went down to one knee, easy toss over to Tosh to start the second inning. As this one is in there for a strike from Elena Hadley, now 1-1. Defensive lineup in the outfield, Johnson, Albritton, Walmsley. Left to right, infield, Posey, Littlefield, Hutchins, Morozova in the infield. Steinhilber behind the plate. It's Elena Hadley in the circle for the Blazers. The 1-1. And it's high and away, going to be now 2-1. One away here as we look at the watch. 5:10 here in Valdosta. Some traffic starting to build on Ashley Street. Headed home, coming out to the softball complex. Game 2, projected 6 o'clock start time, maybe a little earlier. With this one looking as though we're going to get a run rule after 5 innings. That one was a strike. Now 2-2 here from Elena Hadley. to Lindsay Ellenberg, the second baseman. With that right knee heavily taped up, fouls this one straight back to the net. We'll be doing 2-2 all over again. I want to remind you why we have the opportunity to check out the Big A Show with Charles Hurd Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 right here on the Jock 1150. And it may be on the lookout for the Ed Hooper Show Monday through Friday from 1 to 2 as this one strike three inside part of the play. Nicely done. Elena Hadley, second strikeout of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts now for the senior from my hometown, Decula, Georgia. And there's 2 away. Sheffield, Kristen Sheffield, the third baseman for West Georgia coming up to bat. Sheffield 0 for 1, popped up behind home plate. Steinhiller made a nice grab on that one. As this one is a ball 1-0. Look at that, fighter jets up there. 2 are high in the sky, flying extremely close together as this one is a strike 1-1, out practicing. Of course, Valdosta, the proud home to Moody Air Force Base. We want to remind you that admission to VSU athletic events free for all active service men and women, as we salute you for what you do each and every day, as this one is a ball now 2-1, including those up at Moody Air Force Base. It's a pretty cool sight to see when you're out at softball. Look up in the sky, see the fighter jets flying around as Thomas Macera calls a timeout. He wants to have a word maybe with Elena Hadley. Wants to speak to the umpire maybe about what Elena Hadley's doing in front of the pitching slab. She kind of kicks the dirt a little bit, the umpire telling her something and making her fix whatever she was doing, kind of kicking the dirt around. Thomas Macera out trying to get the explanation. Of course, when the field's all done up, they obviously make the little zone that the pitchers have to stay in. They cannot go out of the zone. All the pitchers kind of kick the dirt around. That zone easily is lost there. Maybe telling her to stay inside that zone. Kicking the dirt around towards the right end of that rubber. It's where kind of she sets up that right foot and where she kicks off from. As this one fouled straight back, going to be 2-2 here to Sheffield now. Hadley continues to kick dirt around, this time in front, the front part of the circle. The 2-2. 2 away here in the inning. And this one popped up out of play near the crowd. One uncatchable, and it's going to be 2-2 one more time here to Sheffield. A lot of cars piling up there in Ashley Cinema parking lot, and they're not here to watch movies. They're here to watch the Blazers. As this is a strike 3, Elena Hadley strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3, all by strikeouts. Nice pitching from the Decula, Georgia native. Going to the bottom of the 4th inning, Blazers up 13-0 on 12 hits today. Morgan Johnson, Samantha Posey, Marty Littlefield due up in the inning for the Blazers. When you go to describe this game and the story tonight, when I write this story for the Valdosta Daily Times, I think I'm just going to write Blazers won a lot to none. A lot of runs to talk about. How do you give me a lot of space, guys, back on the desk tonight, because I'm going to need a lot. Big story coming your way with a lot of runs scored. 13-0. Morgan Johnson will lead it off for the Blazers in the bottom of the 4th inning. We need 6 outs to end this game before we get ready for game number 2. Of course, there's about a 30-minute break as Johnson takes a look for a strike to repair the field and figure out whatever they were looking at there in the pitching circle and put some new chalk down. That'll just get destroyed again. 0-1 to Morgan. This one inside now 1-1. I look out to straightaway center field out there. Left center by the scoreboard. I see our friend Marty McGinn out there supporting the softball team. Marty just got back, spent all last week in the Bahamas with the VSU Fellowship of Christian Athletes. As this one, a chopper to the left side of the infield, too far of a throw. That's going to be down as the 13th hit of the day for the Blazers. That's a Derek Jeter-like throw needed right there. Tough to make with a softball. So Morgan Johnson, that'll work rather well. And now Samantha Posey, who's got 2 homers here today. With a walk, she scored 3 runs. She'll come up. Of course, Posey did something last year that not even her brother or not even anybody in Major League Baseball history has ever accomplished. As she takes a ball number 1 here, she hit for the home run cycle. She had a solo, a 2-run, a 3-run, and a grand slam in the same calendar day. A doubleheader against Albany State. She was recognized for those efforts on ESPN. As this one is outside, going to be 2-0. Maybe she should just be recognized this year on ESPN for coming into the day with a .509 batting average in 17 games. And today she's 2 of 2 with a walk. Scored all 3 times, 3 ribbies to go along with her impressive day. And she pops this one up right side near the West Georgia dugout, and it's into the dugout, so she'll get another chance. She went running to first with the bat in her hand. Forgot to throw that one down. 2-1 here to Samantha, the Leesburg, Georgia native. Her youngest brother still playing at Lee County High School. Threw a perfect game earlier this season. And his team's like 20-0 win. It was like, I think, a 4-inning game, but still a perfect game, a perfect game. The 2-1, and it's outside from McInerney, and it's 3-1. Warming up in the bullpen for VSU is Brianna Hancock and number 14, Courtney Gumby. Hancock started game 2 against West Georgia last time. This one into center field, shallow, caught by the second baseman. The throw back to first, doubled up Morgan Johnson. Morgan Johnson thought it was going to be a single the whole way, and when she saw the girl make the catch at second in Ellenberg, she could not get back in time, and luckily it's 13-0 VSU, as that'll be a double play. So an F4-4-3 double play as now Marty Littlefield comes up with nobody on. And Littlefield takes a look at a strike 1. Marty Littlefield, 25 home runs her freshman year at the NCAA Division II record, a Gold South Conference record, obviously. And 15 her sophomore year. Not as many last year, but led the team in doubles and leads the team in doubles here. Is this a swing and a miss from Marty coming out of her shoes on that one? And it's 0-2. Marty, the Berrien, Georgia native. Only active person, by the way, in the Gold South Conference, made the all-decade team for last decade. Has a chance to do it again this time. As this one is outside, going to be 2-2 now. It's going to be 1-2 now to Marty Littlefield. But a pretty big accomplishment as just a sophomore. After a sophomore year, she made the all-decade team in the Gold South Conference. Here's the 1-2, and this one in the dirt, 2-2. Of course, the Gold South Conference is recognized as probably the toughest softball conference in the nation. The last 3 years, VSU and Alabama-Huntsville have represented the Gold South Conference and the South region in the national championship game. Huntsville twice, VSU once. Littlefield, chopper to third, and that'll be a 5-3 putout. And look at that, VSU goes down in 1-2-3 fashion in the bottom of the 4th. But they have a 13-0 lead as we go to the top of the 5th. All right, 3 outs away from this Game 1 thrashing from being over. Blazers need just 3 outs to secure this 13-0 victory over in-state rival West Georgia. Elena Hadley will face the 7-8-9 hitters, Monica Mills, Ashlyn Newman, and Ashley Langley in the inning. And Mills fouls this one away. The 7-8-9 hitters for West Georgia. Like to face them when you're trying to get 3 quick outs to end this thing. 0-1 from Elena. And this one popped up center field. On the charge is the speedy Courtney Albritton. And April Hutchins stopped this time and starts to laugh. On Saturday, the very similar play happened where those two collided. And April Hutchins, when they collided, stayed down on the ground for a couple minutes in severe pain, hurting her back. Did stay in the game, but this time she stopped and said, Courtney Albritton, you're fast, you get that one. And there's one away. And this one is a ball 1-0. Elena Hadley, her 10th win of the season will be this one. She'll go to 10-1 and keep that ERA below 1.74 to start the day. Curious to see what it goes to after this game. The Decula, Georgia native. This one is inside 4 strike, 1-1. Hadley and I went to middle school together. Pretty cool story there. Not really for anybody. It's not cool for anybody but Elena and myself, but it's whatever. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 inside. Jumping out of the way there is Newman. Ashlyn Newman is a strikeout victim. Her only time up as Hadley has 5 strikeouts in the day. She struck out the side last inning. As here's the 2-1, and this one is low. Now going to be 3-1. Elena Hadley always credits, I don't need the strikeouts, is what she says after the game. She says, listen, I got a great defense behind me. I just got to get it, them put it in play, and they can make plays on it. She goes, I don't need all the strikeouts, as she will get a strike 2 right there. Now going to be 3-2. Now kind of a lackluster swing there from Ashlyn Newman. And it'll be a full count here with 1 away in the top 5th. But that's a great mentality to kind of have. You don't need to force yourself to get strikeouts. Just put it in play and let your infield and your outfield make some plays on it. She'll walk Newman right here. 3-2 count low inside, and it's going to be ball 4 as a timeout from the West Georgia head coach. West Georgia is coached, by the way, by Mandy Harris and assistant coach Amanda Thomas. And up to bat is supposed to be number 25, Ashley Langley. We're going to get a pitch runner from number 23. That'll be number 23, Amber Lee Mitchell, a 5'5 freshman from Conyers, Georgia, will pitch run here for Newman. As Elena Hadley's behind the pitching circle now, having a little bit of a conversation with Marty Littlefield and April Hutchins. And I can tell you, I don't think that one's a very serious conversation right now when you're up 13-0 and needing just 2 outs to get out of this thing. Now, of course, this looks like a fast, speedy runner at first. Try to reduce a double play ball. And this one is a ball, 1-0. See Dr. Stan Andrews making it out of class today to come watch Blazer softball. He's at a lot of VSU events out of the physical education department. The 1-0, and this one grounded to Littlefield. She'll toss to Hutch at second. The throw to first not going to be in time, as Ashley Langley beat it out with her speed. But that is a 6-4 fielder's choice. Put out, there's 2 away. Blazers 1 out away from ending this thing. It'll be Imani Cable, who is 0 for 1 with a walk her first time up. She popped up right to the pitcher, right in front of the pitching circle her last time up. West Georgia just 2 hits on the day. And this one is a called strike. Nice looking pitch there in the zone by Elena Hadley. We'll have to see if it's Brianna Hancock or Courtney Gumby as the starting pitcher in game 2. They're both warming up in the bullpen. Hancock started game 2 in Carrollton on March 10th, as this is a foul ball called. Came chasing out there of the batter's box, and it's 0-2. The reason Hancock started game 2 last time is because Courtney Gumby started game 1 in Carrollton. Interested to see who does start. Probably going to go with Gumby and then use Hancock out of the bullpen. Hancock pitched in both games against West Georgia last time. As the 0-2, just outside. Thought maybe it would be a strike 3 ball game, but it's going to be another pitch coming as that'll go down as ball number 1. Now 1-2. 1-2, 2 away. Blazers 1 strike, 1 out away from ending this by a 13-0 run rule. Got it right there. Strike 3, ball game. Blazers win it 13-0 by run rule in game 1. An impressive performance from the Blazers.